Welcome everyone. My name is Shashwata Shommo. I'm going to present our paper, Phylogenetic Analysis of SARS-CoV-2 Strains, reveal its links to the spread of COVID-19 across the globe. This work is a collaboration of two universities, Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology from Bangladesh and Hamad bin Khalifa University from Qatar. So this is the outline of our presentation. At first, we're going to talk about the background and motivation of our study. Next, how we collected the data set and the methodology of this experiment and the results and discussion that we uncovered, and finally the conclusion. So let us dive into the background and motivation. SARS-CoV-2 virus, we all know, it's been talked about recently for 2 years right now. This is single-stranded RNA virus. It is 26,000 to 32,000 base pair long. And the ancestors of SARS-CoV-2 virus are SARS-CoV virus and the MERS virus. It causes a disease which is popularly known as COVID-19. So this disease is a global danger. It was declared endemic on March 11, 2020. And up until June 14, there were around over 7.5 million confirmed cases and 427,000 plus deaths, which is a huge number. And it increased a lot in the recent times. Next, we need to talk about a core concept known as phylogenetic tree that is relevant to our study. So phylogenetic tree is a tree that expresses the evolutionary relationship between biological species and other entities depending on their genetic material. So this is also known as evolutionary tree. It can be a rooted or unrooted, but for our study, we are going to use the rooted phylogenetic tree. So the motivation behind this study is to find out the evolutionary relationship among the SARS-CoV-2 strains that were sequenced up until April 2020. And we also wanted to uncover the spread of COVID-19 across the whole globe using the evolutionary relationship of the SARS-CoV-2 strains. So let us look at how we collected the data. So up until 24th April 2020, there were around 10,000 SARS-CoV-2 strains that was sequenced from around specimens of 67 countries. Most of the strains are collected from these countries. As you can see, United Kingdom has the largest number, and there are also some countries with 1 or 2 strains like Bangladesh, India, etc. Okay, and now we'll see how we design the experiment and the methods of our study. So what we did is we created a phylogenetic tree from the clusters based on the locations of the genome sequences. So at first, the genome sequence, there was a collection of genome sequence, as you know, there were 10,200 genome sequences. We divided them into subsets. They were based on the country or the location from which they came from. So for each genome sequences, we used an alignment-free genome sequence comparison method. So we presented a representative vector. It was 18-dimensional vector. And for genome sequence 1, for example, we have a vector 1. It was 18-dimensional vector, and likewise, we converted the genome sequences and encoded the information into a representative vector of 18 dimensions. And we use that use these vectors to form a distance matrix for every subset. So we use the pairwise distance to calculate the distance matrix. Obviously, the distance matrix was very high dimensional, as it was a pairwise distance-based method was taken into consideration. So we need to reduce the dimensions. So it was reduced using a common dimensionality reduction technique known as principal component analysis. Okay, so from the principal component analysis matrix, we find out the representative genome sequence. So to finding out the representative genome sequence, we used the k-means clustering centroid selection method. And from the for each subset, that is for each country-wide based subset, we have a representative genome sequence. So from that representative genome sequence, we constructed a phylogenetic tree. It was constructed using neighbor joining algorithm. Okay, so this is our whole pipeline as a snapshot. from the viral genome sequences and to the phylogenetic tree construction. As you can see, we have described it before. Now let us go to the heart of this study or this presentation, the results and discussion. So the SARS-CoV-2 phylogenetic tree, in short, we are calling it SC2PT, uncovered many interesting relationships. So we are going to go through this one by one. One such relationship that was uncovered was between Greece and Vietnam. As you can see, Greece and Vietnam are sibling in our tree. So geographically, they are very distant. There shouldn't be any relationship between the genome sequence or between the spread of this two country. However, we found a very interesting relationship. So patient 0 of Vietnam, that is the first COVID patient, left for Hanoi from London on 15th February 2020, and he traveled to Milan on 18th February 2020. So also, it is believed that the patient, the 0 from Greece, patient 0 means the first COVID patient, so was also attending the Milan Fashion Week at that time. So he left Vietnam, patient 0 left for Hanoi on 15th February and came back to London on 20th February. But in the meantime, 18 to 20, there was there was a week going on, fashion week, called Milan Fashion Week. It was from 18 to 24. In that time, Greece patient 0 attended that Milan Fashion Week. So could she be in contact with patient 0 of Vietnam at that time? We can be certain about this here. But however, our relationship in the phylogenetic tree certainly points to that direction. It is also commonly believed that the Greece's COVID transmission actually occurred from Vietnam's patient. The first contamination occurred from Vietnam patient. So we can be certain, but our tree relationship certainly points towards that direction. Okay. So next, we are going to see some other interesting relationship. One such interesting relationship is between Germany, Qatar, Poland, and USA. So the community transmission between of Poland and USA was occurred parallelly, but it was after the community transmission in Germany. So it was believed that Qatar's first case was originated from Iran. However, as it is heavily linked with both Poland and USA through, and also Germany through air travel, it's heavily linked. There are around 10 flight paths from all of these countries to Qatar. So it is believed that Qatar also got a big load of its patients from these countries. So, and also Qatar is placed in the neighborhood of these countries in our tree. So it can be validated from here. Okay. Next, the most interesting relationship as it is confirmed and heavily believed that the Italian strain is transmitted through China, and it was by two Chinese tourists that traveled Italy at that time. So our SC2PT tree clearly shows this relationship. Okay. We are coming back to the Poland and German case again. As you can see, Poland is in the same clade with Germany. Germany got its first case from through Poland's patient 0, and it is also captured in our tree. Now let us look at some of the relationship between China and other relevant countries. So as we all know, Taiwan is closely placed towards China here. Taiwan is geographically very close to China. So Taiwan patient 0 was contaminated by a teacher of Wuhan, China on January 21, 2020. So we can see that China is very close to Taiwan. Also, the transmission occurred in South Korea in the same fashion. It was through a 35-year-old Chinese national. So this two relationship is clearly portrayed in our SC2PT tree. Next, the first case of Spain was a Portuguese 33-year-old man working in Spain. So he traveled back to Portugal, and when he traveled back to Spain, he got sick. And as we can see, Spain and Portugal are very close, in the tree, phylogenetic tree. Okay. Now let us look at the cases for India. So India's first case was from the students that returned from Wuhan, China. It was India's first case. India's first death case was from from a 76-year-old man returning from Saudi Arabia. So this is India's first death case. And there was a Sikh preacher who was considered a super spreader. He returned from Italy. All of these countries, China, Italy, Saudi Arabia, are placed close to India in the SC2PT tree. And we can look at Turkey's case also. Turkey is geographically close to all of these countries, Russia, Iceland, and Ireland. So it was Turkey's first case was a man who was traveling whole Europe. So these are all European countries. So it can be validated that Turkey is placed very close to the European countries. So apart from the interesting relationship that we uncovered and was captured in our phylogenetic tree, however, there were some relationships that had no apparent inherent meaning or inherent direct relationships here. So for example, Japan or Australia, Congo and Iran, Singapore and Sweden, we couldn't find a story behind how the transmission happened there, but they are placed in our phylogenetic tree. We thought of two reasons. The first, because there are some inherent inaccuracies in our distance matrix calculation. Maybe that's the reason, or maybe what we are proposing, what our phylogenetic tree uncovered is true. However, there was no record of such transmission at that time, so we couldn't find the story behind the transmission there. A further investigation might prove handy in this case. So let us look at the limitations of our study. We actually only considered 10,200 sequences because at that time more sequences weren't available. We were able to cover 67 countries because only 67 countries were the sequences from only 67 countries were available, and also only one representative strain was considered per cluster or per subset. It might cause loss of information, but we might not have a loss of information if more strains was considered. So for our future work, what we can do, we used alignment-free genome sequence comparison technique. We can use an alignment-based genome sequence comparison. It is computationally expensive, but we can consider that. It might give us a better and more robust phylogenetic tree. And also, we can consider the new sequences that were sequenced after April 2020 for getting a robust phylogenetic study. And further genomic analysis will also shed the light in establishing the relationship of the spread among other countries also. We can get a whole global scenario if we can formulate a phylogenetic tree of all the countries of the world. So if you have any question, you can contact our professors, Dr. M. Shohal Rahman and Dr. Tanvir Alam. Thank you.